You're watching News Central now on News Central Television with me, Blessings Musugu. The top stories at this hour. Military denies civilian deaths, insists only terrorists targeted in Sokoto airstrikes. Boko Haram hits ISWAP stronghold in Borno State. Doctors Without Borders set up mobile clinic in Shanty Town after Cyclone Chido hits. We've got the details in a moment. Welcome to our special Boxing Day edition of the news. Now, as the festive season continues, we bring you the latest stories making headlines across the nation and around the globe. From the joy of giving and community celebrations to the challenges faced by many during this season, we'll take a closer look at the true spirit of Christmas. Plus, updates on the day's top news stories, including efforts to tackle insecurity, reflections from religious leaders, and more. Stay tuned as we unpack it all. Let's begin in Nigeria's capital, Abuja, where Christians thronged to worship centers to attend the Christmas service as part of activities to mark the Christmas celebration. News Central's Ahmed Aliyu visited the transforming church earlier and brings us the report.
The church auditorium was filled as Christian faithful thronged the transforming church in Abuja to celebrate their Christmas service. Members in attendance expressed themselves with a dance. The pastor of the church also had a word of admonition for those present, urging them not to forget the essence of the birth of Jesus.
The birth of Jesus came to solve, number one, the problem of man's hopelessness. You and I were chronically hopeless. Humanity was hopeless. We were hopelessly hopeless because there was none of us that can save any of us. Until Jesus came, there was no man amongst men that could save man.
After the service, he explained the essence of Christmas, giving reasons why it remains unique.
For us, the centrality of our message for today is just to remind everybody that what truly makes Christmas Christmas is the Christ in the celebration. And we're able to make those who came to worship with us realize that one of the reasons why Christ came is in order to change our hearts.
Other faithful expressed their delight over the celebration, explaining its essence to them.
It's Christmas season, so I'm excited. My favorite season of the year. It signifies the birth of Christ, the salvation that Christ has brought to my life and our lives generally, even as children of God.
In seasons like this, we are reminded that we don't just live for ourselves, right? I mean, we live to be a blessing to people around us, be a blessing to the world.
Well, as a Christian, we're looking at the essence of our existence generally, the reason why we can actually call ourselves Christians. This is the celebration of where it all began, how it all began, Jesus coming to die for us.
Christmas has been very unique, but God made it more unique because of my son. He's 5 years today, and so it has made it a very unique day, having my child celebrating Christ's birthday.
It reminds us of the day Jesus was born, and we understand that the birth of Jesus signifies love, it signifies hope. It signifies all that man desires. It's just a very beautiful day for me.
They urge Christians to be examples in love and sharing. In Abuja for News Central, I am Ahmed Aliyu.
Now, residents living around communities surrounding the Gwarimpa area of Abuja have received support from the Transforming Church as part of the Christmas Day celebration. Many of them expressed gratitude for the gesture, saying the rice received will go a long way in providing for them and their families. Our correspondent, Joshua Imarayi, reports.
The expected recipients are thronged the Transforming Church at the Gwarimpa area of Abuja, the venue of the distribution exercise as early as 7 a.m. Many of them from the surrounding communities waited to the end of the service. After admonition from the pastor on the need to be orderly, the distribution exercise commenced.
Please make sure that you don't rush. Make sure, how many of you have gotten your tallies? They will call you one by one. Do you understand? Please, no rush.
Please go this way. Thank you for coming.
Some of the beneficiaries expressed their joy.
At a happy way, God bless you now. Anything we give for Nigeria, God bless you with our children.
I'm happy that I received my gift today. See, bag of rice that was given.
I never knew that I was going to have something today for Christmas, but thank God, look at, I just got a bag that I can feed myself for some weeks, share for my friends.
I am happy because God have just done it all. I appreciate it because it's not easy for me. So not easy. I appreciate this. This is not a child's thing. In the market, it's very, very expensive. So with this, I know I'm good. In fact, I feel God has blessed me.
Others say the gesture has come at no petty time.
This rice is going to help me and my family so much. We'll be very happy. It will help us because in our house for today we didn't even have something, but I thank God for being here today for what Daddy have done for us.
It will help me because I don't have anything at home. I don't really have anything. I don't have any help. I appreciate Pastor Sam. May God bless him and more long life and prosperity. It will help me a long way. Very, very well. At least I will see something to be eating for some good times from now to the end of January or so.
This morning I'm not eating rice. I did not have hope for Christmas food, so someone told me that I should come to TTC, that they are going to give us rice. I stayed at Day. I did not have transport, so I had to beg my neighbor for transport. I said, let me come and collect Christmas rice, so I'm very, very happy. I'm taking this rice to school. I'm a student actually, so I'm resuming next week. This rice is going to really go a long way for me in school.
To help me a lot, at least I couldn't afford this rice for this ember month, but now I have it. I'll eat with my family and friends.
Definitely, it will save me a lot for the current situation we are now. So for you to get one mudu of rice is not easy, and this one is 10 kg. It will help me a lot for this Christmas, me and my family.
It will take me along of the year and the month, and this one alone is enough for me and my family.
They were all unanimous in commending the church for their kindness. In Abuja for News Central, I am Joshua Imarayi.
Now, Christmas breaks do not exceed 2 days for people who work in corporate establishments and 1 month for teachers and school children in the primary and post-primary schools. However, as short as the break may appear, the Southeasterners will nearly buy and pack so many luggage with food items, electronics, and others. News Central's Chinwe Ugele reports.
The driver, conductor and passenger are bargaining the charges for the luggage in order to load them on the vehicle. Rarely will you see an Igbo person traveling home for Christmas without foodstuff and so many other items which need to be taken home. The question people ask on why they have to carry foodstuff while traveling to the village, since those things can also be found there, is explained by these Igbo people.
Christmas is a period of gifting, so they tend to buy things from the city because there are things you don't get in the villages, so they have to buy those things that are found in the city to gift the villagers.
Although a lot of people did not make a trip to their villages this time around owing to hard times, those who did have reasons beyond Christmas celebrations.
Sometimes, from a year to year, there is a lot of people who I never see for some years. So if I travel like this, I will see them. Me with them will talk. If this place is not good for you, someone of your friend might tell you, say, come to Lagos, come to so place where they like say you may get opportunity to, to carry, to live more better.
Festive season, that's when you know Igbos. It's in our blood. We love celebration. We love to spend money. We love to make merry. So Christmas with Igbos is one of the best moments ever, especially when you travel home to spend it with your extended family members.
Ana ndị m mkpa ka m jee fụ ikwu na ibe a na-eli mmadụ ndị na-agba nkwụ na-agba mmemme dị iche iche ndị a na-agwa amahụ.
It is an aberration for someone from this part of the world to travel home empty-handed, no matter how little, because those items brought home will be extended to others, attract reciprocals and blessings from the beneficiaries.
As you're going back, the villagers will also give you their own package to bring back to the city. So it's just like that, an exchange of gifts. So definitely you have to pack a lot to the village.
I brought some, I see this thing, I bought bread, I bought some other items that I will give to my friend.
So the next time you see an Igbo man traveling with so much luggage and items, just remember that his umunna needs to feel his impact when he is home. In Omaha for News Central, I am Chinwe Ugeli.
Still discussing the Yuletide, senior citizens in Lagos have not been left out of the festive celebration. In some old people's homes across Lagos, the elders are seen being treated to several activities while others spend the day resting and being visited by family members. Well, our correspondent, Bernard Akede, now joins us live from one of such establishments. Good afternoon, Bernard. If you can hear me, where exactly are you and what is the mood like at this particular home where you're at?
Good afternoon, blessings and compliments of the season to you. I'm currently at Precious Jewels Elderly Care Home, and well, for many Nigerians who have forgotten that there actually is or there actually are elderly care homes in the country, this is one of them here in Lagos in Apapa. And I tell you, I feel at home because I've been speaking to some of the senior citizens here, and it's almost like I'm speaking to my own grandparents. And coincidentally, while I was here, while we were here, we also had visitors who came to visit, you know, their elderly ones. Let me see if I can. I'll talk to a couple of them. Mama is here. Mama, Merry Christmas to you.
Christmas.
Yes, ma'am. Mama, please tell us your name.
My name is Rachel Wurala.
And how do you feel this Christmas season?
We are managing it. We thank God that we are still insist.
Thank you very much, Mama. Now, there's still a couple of them, you know, elderly ones here. I'll speak to some, and then I'll speak to some who came to visit their grandparents as well. Mama, Merry Christmas to you, Ma.
Happy New Year in advance.
Thank you very much, Ma. How do you feel today?
I don't know what I will do because of happiness. Because when I remember that my mind spoiled today, say, go come, I don't see them. So I wasn't happy today in the afternoon. But I can't hear that they are around. People like say they buy a motor. Make you greet this woman for me. I mean, it's a very good friend for me. But today, because it very small, because when I come inside, I not play as I play with them. Tell them forgive me.
Yes,
now, yes, I think about these people. If I see them, I'll be happy. Tell them so very sorry.
Okay, thank you, Mama. Now, Mama's grandchildren are also here. Very interesting. Good afternoon, Mama, and compliments of the season. So let me come this way. Tell us how you feel, first of all, this season, and coming to meet your grandma. How's the feeling for you, knowing she's not always with you, but she's well taken care of where she is?
Merry Christmas. It's a joyous season, but she's well cared for. Yeah, it's been a bit, I could say, emotional and, of course, challenging to having to let her stay here. Sometimes when you're speaking with her, and then she forgets who you are. And, of course, when she remembers, she asks what she's doing here. So it's a bit emotional.
Now, Blessings, before I wrap up, care for the elderly is something that is still ongoing in Nigeria, even though many seem to forget that there's that part of the society or those people in the society who actually have served several years, work, business, and then it's time for them to rest. And even though they cannot rest with family members, there are places, there are institutions, some private, some by the government, provided by the government, where the elderly amongst us, or senior citizens as we like to call them, can spend time relaxing. Now, I've been told that they are engaged in several activities, sometimes bead making, games, just to keep them lively and agile. Now, just before I let you go, or before I leave rather, there's still one more person I'd like to speak with, a daddy here who sat down. Daddy gave me geographical description of Nigeria, and he even took me back to my village when I told him where I was from. Daddy, good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Daddy, please tell us your name.
My name's His Royal Highness Emmanuel Ade, full stop, Sami, S-A-M-I. I'm from Ijebu, and we are the largest place in Ogun State. When you count our votes, until you count our votes, you can't decide who has won APC. You won't find us in any conservative party. The election that brought Awo in, we didn't vote for him, we voted for Zeke.
Okay. Thank you so much, Daddy. Daddy, please tell us, how you feel during this festive season, even though your immediate family is not here, but you told me that you, there are activities that make you feel at home. This is home away from home. How does this make you feel?
Well, it's ironic. My daughter brought me here by tricks. I'm here against my will, but God has better plans. Every resident you see here has served God, humanity, and the world. We are all distinguished. Mama Wura, you saw there, right? She's from a military background, right? Of course, you met the princess from the ancient Oyo kingdom. That's Mama Adetono. Adetono is Ijebu, there is Aujale. I can go on. There's a Professor Uche, Pa Uche we call him, Professor of Pharmacy. Everyone here, we are literate. Even what you have here can finance this place. I keep referring to Her Majesty, right? The Mama's granddaughter. She's an engineer. She's into energy. She can sponsor. That's water you have there. That water goes to the Atlantic. So you have hydropower there. This is sun. You have solar. We have Palake here with 3 PhDs. He's an electrical engineer.
Okay. Daddy, thank you so much. I have to, because of time, I have to go. So Blessings, generally... Yes.
You are privileged to be here. You can see we've not stage managed anything. It's not like we are playing games. You saw people, they didn't abandon their loved ones here. They come to see them. You saw Her Royal Majesty said she wished they had known this place earlier. So we now need assistance. You saw that fan. The workers here, you need to let government take over financing. The MD will discuss the needs. But as beneficiaries of the service, I can tell you they are overworked, right? Matron here would further explain to you.
All right. Thank you so much, Daddy. So Blessings, wrapping up again, I'm saying, or basically from what Daddy is saying, that there's a wealth of human resources here who have come down here to retire after working several years meritoriously. Christmas is the time of sharing and caring, and there's nothing better than sharing with and caring for those who have cared for us, while we were young, and now it's time for us to give back to them. That's the story here from this elderly people's home.
Thank you so much, Bernard. And I'm glad that it was clarified that that's not a place where elderly people are just abandoned. I like to see that people are coming there to visit their loved ones. Not everybody has the capacity to cater to their elderly ones in their home. So these kind of institutions are things that we need people to shed more light on, and we need more support for them. Thank you so much, Bernard, for giving us the update on how the elderly people in that home celebrated the festivities. Now it's time to go on a short break. When we return, Boko Haram hits ISWAP stronghold in Borno State. We have the details of that story and more after the break. Many thanks for staying with us. It's still the Boxing Day special edition. Now to security matters. A tragedy struck early on Wednesday in Gidan Bisa village, Siminalayi local government area, where a military airstrike targeting bandits mistakenly killed 10 villagers and several livestock. The strike occurred around 6 a.m. local time, according to local chairman Abubakar Gitarana. Governor Ahmed Aliyu, alongside APC leader Senator Aliyu Wamako and Labour Minister Muhammadu Maigari Dingyadi, attended the funeral prayers for the victims. The governor described the incident as a tragic mistake, noting the military's prior successes in targeting criminal hideouts. He announced 20 million naira in support and 100 bags of food for the victims' families, while promising a thorough investigation to prevent further errors. Now, the community remains in mourning as the state grapples with this unfortunate incident. Still talking about terror attacks, meanwhile, the Joint Task Force Northwest Operation Fansayama has dismissed claims that its airstrikes in Sokoto State killed civilians, insisting the targets were terrorist associates. Now, reports earlier alleged that military jets mistakenly struck 2 communities in Siminalayi local government area, killing 10 civilians. Sokoto State Governor's Press Secretary Abubakar Bawa confirmed civilian casualties. However, Joint Task Force spokesman Lieutenant Colonel Abdullahi Abubakar stated the airstrikes in Gidan Sama and Rumtuwa were based on precise intelligence targeting the Lukarawa terrorist group. He emphasized the military's rigorous reconnaissance to ensure civilian safety and urged the public to rely on verified information to prevent panic and misinformation. Earlier on, a public affairs analyst, Gidan Bisa, shared his thoughts on this development.
In the Kaduna case that happened recently, they admitted that it was an error. The one that happened in Iran, in Borno State, they admitted that it was an error. But this particular one, they said the two communities were actually very close to the forest where the Lakurawa terrorists were hibernating. And in as well as this is not a conventional warfare, where you will say, like you see people in military camouflage, the war that was fought between 1967 and 1970 in Nigeria, the Nigerian Civil War, you know who is a Biafran soldier, you know who is a Nigerian soldier in those 3 years. But this is not a conventional war. This is more like a guerrilla warfare. And because the Lakurawa adherents or those who belong to the Lakurawa sect, they do not wear uniform. They are like ordinary civilians. So it might be very difficult to know who is a sympathizer or a member of Lakurawa and who is not.
We're still talking security. Boko Haram launched coordinated attacks on ISWAP strongholds in northern Borno between December 23rd and 24th. The clashes, reported by security expert Zagazola Makama, targeted areas including Tumbun Gidi, Mangari, Tumbun Saje, and Metele, leaving several ISWAP militants dead. Boko Haram reportedly seized 20 motorcycles and destroyed multiple ISWAP camps, forcing the group to abandon their bases and focus on regrouping. The Nigerian military and security agencies have not commented on the incident. This development highlights the ongoing power struggle between these factions in the region. Let's still talk security, but now linking it to the festive season. We're seeing the north of the country where Nigeria's Chief of Armed Staff, Lieutenant General Olufemi Oluyede, has called on troops to intensify their efforts to end insurgency and terrorist activities troubling the nation. The Army Chief made the call during a Christmas luncheon with the troops of Operation Hardin in Maiduguri in Millennium Cantonment. News Central's Umaru Kirawa reports that the visit by the Chief of Army Staff is set to celebrate the festive season and also assess the troops of Operation Hardin and boost their morale in their ongoing efforts to combat insurgency in the region. Lieutenant General Oluyede commended the troops for the recent successes recorded in the fight against terrorism in the Northeast Theater of Operation, reaffirming the government's unwavering commitment to safeguarding the well-being of its military personnel and civil population.
We shall, in the coming years, consolidate the transformation of the Nigerian Army towards bequeathing a well-motivated and combat-ready force that can effectively discharge its constitutional responsibility within a joint and multi-agency environment. I am committed to consolidating all ongoing viable welfare schemes and insisting additional ones to make you proud of your chosen profession and remain committed to duty.
Your promising leadership has brought numerous enthusiasm and benefits to the theater, including enhanced troops' confidence and invaluable strategic guidance towards our operational activities. As we approach the new year, we wish to assure you that we will not be complacent to avoid the reversal of the gains already made. Rather, we shall conclude to your purposeful fighting spirit to be more decisive and intensify efforts to bring the insurgency in the Northeast to an end.
Relative peace and security has returned to the theater. But as always been said, for a job well done, we need to do more.
Let's talk about a similar development where the Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Olufemi Oluyede, has reassured that all issues needed to foster professionalism and combat readiness of the Nigerian Army will be improved upon under his leadership. These were the words of Nigeria's Army boss at the 2024 Chief of Army Staff luncheon with troops of 3 Armored Division and Operation Safe Haven held in Jos, the Plateau State capital. Correspondent Chizoba Anyanwe was there for News Central.
This is a yearly Christmas event set aside by the Nigerian Army to honor and appreciate troops in their various theaters of operation as they combat various forms of insecurity across the country. Symbolic here is the Chief of Army Staff serving troops at this luncheon with them, a mark of honor and appreciation. Lieutenant General Olufemi Oluyede believes this measure will boost troops' morale in their line of duty within their joint operations area.
This is especially to those deployed in the various theaters and peacekeeping operations that will not likely be with their loved ones during the festive periods due to exigency of duty. The collective efforts of our troops towards securing lives and properties are well appreciated by well-meaning Nigerians.
While commending the effort and resilience displayed by these troops, the General Officer commanding 3 Armored Division and Commander Operation Safe Haven, Major General Abdulsalam Abubakar, urged them not to rest on their oars for more positive results.
As we celebrate today, let us remember that our work is far from being over, as the challenges we face in the joint operations area requires continuous vigilance and dedication.
The climax of the event was the cutting of cake as a sign of peace and cultural dances to entertain the guests. With this annual event, it is expected that these troops will redouble their efforts in ensuring the safety of both lives and property, even in the face of adversity in Nigeria. In Jos for News Central, Chizoba Anyanwe.
Now, taking a look back from the implementation of salary increment for judicial officers to controversial court orders and construction of residences for judges, as well as the swearing-in of a new Chief Justice of Nigeria, the judiciary remains a center of attention in 2024. Now, through expert perspectives, News Central's Igbalani Omoni examines the year's developments in the judiciary, their implications for the rule of law, and promotion of accountability within the legal system.
The year 2024 commenced on a positive note for the Nigerian judiciary, as President Bola Tinubu demonstrated a commitment to supporting the judicial branch by doubling its budget to 342 billion naira, an increase from 165 billion naira. However, the approval of a 300% salary increase for judicial officers by President Tinubu generated controversies and debates. Despite the reforms and initiatives undertaken, the global and national perception of the Nigerian judiciary is increasingly one of compromise, with growing calls for transparency, efficiency, and accountability. The visible entanglement of the judiciary leaders in politically charged events, coupled with rulings that seem to favor and have been utilized as a weapon, and two, to settle impasses for both the executive and political elite, continues to erode its integrity.
I've been to places where access to justice is taken so seriously that you are not allowed to even go close to a judge. You're not allowed to organize any party, to give any gift to any judge, and you're not allowed to do all that. There's an institution that should manage all that, and that institution should not abdicate that responsibility to a governor of a state or a minister of the FCT.
The Nigerian judiciary has faced criticism due to conflicting rulings from courts of coordinate jurisdiction. A recent example is the multiple judgment on the People's Democratic Party's National Convention, with 4 rulings delivered within 2 days, and the Rivers State Independent Electoral Commission's local government election. The Supreme Court's ruling on local government autonomy has also sparked controversy, with many states yet to implement the decision. The executive power over the judiciary, particularly the president's authority in appointing the Chief Justice of Nigeria and the Chief Judge of State for state governors, has raised concerns about judicial autonomy. The recent involvement of the Minister of the FCT in building houses for judges has elicited criticism of potential inducement.
Where are the judges living? They have no hope. If any state judiciary anywhere in Nigeria, when I mean state judiciary, you know what I mean, like Edo State, Lagos State, Delta, and Anambra State, Imo State, wants to carry out any programs that is above 1 million naira, it must be approved by the governor. How can you say that is a judiciary? How can that be a judiciary? The same governor that have cases in their court is the one that approves expenditure for them to carry out programs and objectives. If the government does not buy a car for any judge, no judge will have a car in Nigeria.
Additionally, there is a significant case backlog, with records showing over 60,000 pending cases in federal courts. On a positive note, Justice Kudirat Kekereekun, the newly appointed Chief Justice of Nigeria, is keen on eradicating laziness on the bench.
There was a reduction in case disposal, as some judicial officers failed to deliver a single judgment in 1 quarter. This is simply unacceptable.
Determined to instill discipline, the CJ has taken actions such as dismissing the Imo Chief Judge and Yobe Grand Kadi for age falsification, suspending judges from Rivers and Anambra for misconduct, and considering 30 petitions from its preliminary complaints assessments committee. Despite all the reforms, there remains a heavy burden of safeguarding judicial independence, especially concerning election petitions.
There has to be a no-go area for the courts to take decision on the outcome of an election, because gradually we are beginning to see a situation where it is the courts that decide the election, not the people that decide the election, and this has to stop.
The court should have the courage
to reject results that show clear that they are manipulated.
Judges within the system are now faced with decisions that could either restore the public faith or deepen the narrative of judicial partiality.
The common man simply says, God did, when you offend him. Whereas a rich man will say, we'll meet in court. And when the government feels harassed, either by the media or the human rights community, the government will tell you, go to court. But for the ordinary people, they don't go to court. They can't go to court.
The whole idea is improving accessibility to justice.
While there are still so many things to be sorted as regards infrastructure and the use of technology, observers and legal experts alike agree that the road ahead would be demanding, requiring sustained efforts, political will, and a commitment to upholding the rule of law. Anything less would further betray the sacred role of the judiciary in 2025. In Lagos 4 News Central, I am Igbalani Omoni.
Well, that was the review of the Nigerian Judiciary in 2024. Now, earlier on, legal practitioner Liboros Oshoma shared his thoughts on Nigeria's judiciary in the year 2024.
I laugh most times when Nigerians say, oh, the judiciary is supposed to be the last hope of the common man. Oh, but the judiciary is not no longer with the last hope. I laugh because it's like you know that the entire structure, the entire system of Nigeria is upside down. It's not what it should be. But you want a system, you know, in that same rut to be different, to be pure, to be without stain, forgetting that members of the judiciary are drawn from the same pool that the Nigerian system is. And so that's where we sum up the Nigerian judiciary in 2024. It is not different from the executive, it is not different from the legislature. So, because it all the same people who appoint members of the judiciary, members of the executive and the legislature. So how do you not expect them to be independent and different from the rest? So there's basically no difference. And then until the day the judiciary stops determining the outcome of elections in Nigeria, and then we would say that there won't be any interference, with appointment and the judiciary, the way the judiciary is run.
Now, coming up on the news, Doctors Without Borders set up mobile clinic in Shantytown after Cyclone Chido hits. We have the details shortly. Join us again. Thanks for staying with us on the news. Now, Doctors Without Borders, MSF, medical staff have set up a mobile clinic in Mayotte after the French Indian Ocean territory was hit by Cyclone Chido. The NGO who visited the Vaibe Shantytown said the visit was necessary to help because there are so many injured people. The Shantytown is an informal settlement between 8,000 and 10,000 persons.
Normalement, on est venu pour se soigner surtout et demander de l'aide parce qu'il y a plein de blessés. On nous a oubliés, on va dire là, on se dit la vérité, on nous a oubliés. On ne voit aucun responsable venir vers nous pour nous dire comment vous vous sentez, est-ce que vous avez à manger, à boire, il n'y a pas d'eau, il n'y a pas d'électricité, il n'y a rien du tout. Du coup, on est obligé soit aller vers le puits là-bas, aller prendre de l'eau qui n'est même pas potable. Du coup, pour moi, c'est pas normal. Il faut que les gens viennent ici pour nous aider.
Donc, en gros, l'objectif, c'était d'aller voir dans les endroits qui étaient difficiles d'accès pour les soignants, mais aussi difficiles d'accès pour les patients, de se rendre à l'hôpital. Et on est parti sur ce qu'on appelle des cliniques mobiles. Le but, c'est de pouvoir ramener médecins, infirmiers, matériel médical et médicaments et pouvoir diagnostiquer les pathologies un peu communes qu'on peut voir à l'hôpital, mais qui sont du coup un peu isolées et difficiles d'accès. Et ce qu'on a retrouvé...
Now, every year, Joburg has a special magic for the kids. Children are treated to a fun world where Christmas season meets the wonders of the deep blue sea. And it's that time again for the young ones to feed their eyes with a thrilling Mermaid Show. News Central's Bonganis Ziba has more.
This isn't just a show, it's a heartwarming spectacle where tradition meets education. Here, mermaids come to spread joy and share their underwater secrets. Their acrobatic flips and scrutinized swimming. They swirl through the hoops and create enchanting formations, all while smiling and interacting with the mesmerized children.
Oh, the kids really enjoy it. It's so many children's dream, and especially little girls' dream, to see a mermaid in real life. So for them, it's just magical. And for us, we also enjoy doing these shows. We just come alive.
Look at those smiles. For these children, it's not just an enchanting show, it's an experience that opens up a whole new world of discovery.
To see the mermaids, they are really nice and I just want to enjoy it. I like how the mermaids swim and how the fish.
Imagine learning about the ocean's treasures while being entertained by graceful mermaids. It's a wondrous combination that nurtures curiosity and joy in each little heart.
That they are so friendly and they blow that rings in the water.
This is very great and I love this show because it feels very great to see mermaids for the children and for the other people.
Oh, what would Christmas be without magical moments like this? A time for fun, laughter, and imagination that lasts well beyond the festive season.
Well, it's just very fun to see everyone enjoying themselves, also taking photos with the mermaids and and children also is very happy to see the mermaids here, and seeing these mermaids also with the fishes is actually, I don't know, it's actually very nice.
I absolutely love it. It's so fun to see children so excited to see mythical creatures. I absolutely love it.
From the dazzling performances to unforgettable memories, the magic of the underwater world reminds us all that in the heart of every child lies a world of adventure waiting to be discovered.
Even though I'm an adult, I just love it. I really love it. I just think it's so fun and it brings back so many childhood memories. It's just something. I think every adult still has that inner child in them.
This Christmas, the magic isn't just in the air, but beneath the waves. It's not a holiday without the joy and excitement that brings smiles to children's faces. But what if the holiday cheer didn't include fun activities that make this holiday so special? These children are enjoying the lifetime of their Christmas. From me, Bongani Siziba, and our watery friends, it's a Merry Christmas and a Happy
And let's talk sports. Super Eagles and Galatasaray striker Victor Osimhen has spread Christmas joy in his community of Olusosun, Lagos by distributing 2,000 motorcycles and food items to local youths and mothers. The 2023 African Footballer of the Year's act of kindness mirrors similar initiatives by his Super Eagles teammate Alex Iwobi and Tolu Arokodare, who also organized Christmas giveaways in Europe. The 25-year-old forward, currently on loan at Turkish giant Galatasaray from Napoli, has been in outstanding form, scoring 12 goals and delivering 5 assists in 15 matches this season. Osimhen's charitable efforts underlined his commitment to uplifting his community. And And that's all we have on this special edition of the Boxing Day 12 p.m. news. But before we go, let's take another look at some of our major stories. Now, we told you that military denies civilian deaths, insists only terrorists targeted in Sokoto airstrikes. We also mentioned Boko Haram hits ISWAP strongholds in Borno State. And finally, we told you Doctors Without Borders set up mobile clinic in Shanty Town after Cyclone Chido hits. You can watch News Central live on DSTV, channel 422, StarTimes, channel 274, Avo TV, and YouTube. Many thanks for watching. I'm Blessings Osugu.